Visited U.S. national parks. Katmai National Park, Alaska. Katmai, in southern Alaska, is for the bears. It's home to the world's review's largest population of Alaskan brown bears, a subspecies of the grizzly. Over 2,000 bears live in Katmai, and thanks to review's their salmon-rich diet, they are some of the review's largest bears in the world, with mature lazy routinely reaching over 1,000 pounds, 453 kilograms, more than twice the size of the average Yellowstone grizzly. With the backcountry full of bears, people usually stay within a small section of the 4-million-acre park. The most popular area is Brooks Camp, at the mouth of the Brooks River, on the shore of Lake Nanak. Here, hundreds of bears congregate in summer and autumn to feast on salmon, the which pass through in July and September on their seasonal breeding migrations. From June to September, visitors can view the bears from wooden platforms along the river. Also, Katmai National Park is home to some of the most active volcanoes in the world. The Valley of 10,000 Smokes is an ash-filled valley devastated by the review's largest volcanic eruption in the 20th century, the which took place in June of 1912, when Mount Katmai and Novarupt erupted simultaneously, expelling an estimated 13 to 15 cubic kilometers of ash. Top tip: after viewing the brown bear feast at Brooks Camp, one of the park board buses for a tour through the Valley of 10,000 Smokes. More than 100 years since the 1912 eruption, the smoking fumaroles are quiet, but creeks and rivers have carved canyons into the ash hundreds of feet deep and only a few feet wide, giving visitors a glimpse into the dramatic geologic layers of the eruption. North Cascades National Park, Washington State. Most of the least visited parks are remote and hard to reach, but North Cascades is within 100 miles of Seattle, and yet, in 2015 it had just under 27,000 visitors. The low numbers are probably due to limited road access. Highway 20 bisects it at Ross Lake, but the park, most of the which is within the Stephen Mather Wilderness, has few of maintained roads. However, the lack of roads is part of what makes North Cascades special. This rugged expanse is virtually untouched, extending north into Canada, where it becomes the Skagit Valley Provincial Park. The promise of native wilderness lures experienced backpackers and mountaineers, who tramp the 18 miles of the Pacific Crest Trail that runs through the park and seek out North Cascades' remote peaks, the which have names like Mount Terror and Inspiration Peak. Most visitors come to Ross Lake National Recreation Area, a 12,000-acre man-made reservoir that bisects the park and provides power to Seattle through a series of hydroelectric dams. Fishing, canoeing, camping and kayaking are popular. Top tip: Cascade Pass was once an important trade route for Native Americans traveling between the coast and the interior. To retrace review's their historic footsteps, leave from the town of Marble Mount and drive to the end of the Cascade River Road. From there, hike a moderate 3.5 miles to the pass, the which at 1,643 meters is above the tree line, affording spectacular views. Great Basin National Park, Nevada. Highway 50, running east to west through central Nevada's high desert, is nicknamed the loneliest road in America. So it's no surprise that one of the country's least visited national parks lies along this road. Great Basin, in eastern Nevada, protects a small pocket of this state's famous basin and range topography, created by deep-rooted forces pulling apart the continental crust, forming a series of parallel basins and mountain ranges across the state. Great Basin National Park, near the town of Baker, was created in part to protect a stand of bristlecone pine trees that are among the oldest living organisms on Earth, up to 5,000 years old. Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park, Colorado. This is not the deepest canyon in North America, but it is the steepest, with the Gunnison River falling more than 10 meters per mile as it plunges through this narrow national park in southwest Colorado. In comparison, the Colorado River drops an average of 2.3 meters per mile through the Grand Canyon. The name refers to the limited sunlight that reaches its depths. the which are made even darker by the black Precambrian gneiss and schist rock of the canyon walls. This 1.7-billion-year-old rock is extremely hard and good for rock climbing, though scaling the steep, sheer walls should only be attempted by experts. Hiking from the rim into the canyon is not for the faint of heart either. A number of routes descend from north and south rims, but the trails are unmarked and unmaintained, requiring route finding and Class 3 scrambling skills. Poison ivy grows abundantly also in the canyon, deterring even the most agile hikers. Organ Pipe Cactus National Monument, Arizona. This slice of the Sonoran Desert biome is a vibrant desert habitat and the only place where the rare and stunning organ pipe cactus grows wild, primarily pollinated by bats. This cactus has the heft and presence of the iconic saguaro cactus, but with many more arms snaking upwards from its central trunk. Many other species of cactus and plant also thrive here, with flowering cactuses making for stunning spring colors. One reason visitor numbers are low is because the park is on the border with Mexico, where drug smuggling and immigration issues are rampant. Incidents involving visitors are rare, but people are advised to stay on marked trails, not pick up hitchhikers, and report suspicious activities to the rangers or border patrol agents. The park has 2 campsites, one for RVs, the other for tents only. Isle Royale National Park, Michigan. At 45 miles long and 9 wide, Isle Royale is the review's largest island in Lake Superior. That hardly seems enough room to support several hundred moose and a few dozen wolves, yet this island is home to one of the most thoroughly studied predator-prey interactions in the world since 1980. The animals have been tracked by biologists interested in how the rise and fall of moose on the island impacts the number of wolves. In harsh winters, the moose population dwindles to a few hundred, with the wolves dropping to around a dozen. In lush summers, as many as 1,000 moose and 3 dozen wolves have been counted. The island is considered a closed population, but both animals have been known to come and go, swimming across Lake Superior or crossing on the ice in winter. Congaree National Park, South Carolina. Deep in the swamps of southern South Carolina is one of the review's largest intact stands of old-growth hardwood trees in North America. In the late 1960s, private landowners were considering selling off tracts for development of timber until the Sierra Club campaigned to have over 20,000 acres just southeast of Columbia declared a national monument in 1976. In 2003, the area was upgraded to national park status. The trees in Congaree are some of the tallest hardwoods in the world, and the park is nicknamed the Redwoods of the East. The canopy height averages 30 meters and the park is home to at least 15 champion trees, a title bestowed on the tallest known specimens of a species. Reviews. These include a 49-meter sweet gum, a 47-meter cherry bark oak, a 41-meter American elm, and a 38-meter laurel oak. Reviews. These trees stand in a swampy floodplain forest